Hey everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. It is not snowing right now. This is a video that I took from last year. Have this for my virtual background today, but it has not snowed yet this year. Last year it snowed in October, but we're still waiting this year. We're going to be talking mostly about energy healing and energy and stuff like that in this video. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video if you like it. Make sure to share it on social media and with anyone that you think that this will help. Because recently there was someone that's a member of the church that was talking to an energy healer. You know, you go to her website, she does astrological readings, she does energy healing, quote unquote. And one thing that she was talking about in particular was removing dark energy. Removing dark energy from out of your body, okay? Because she was saying that trauma and negative events, they basically you get dark energy that builds up inside of you, and so it's got to be, it has to be like let out, you know, naturally. And so she assists in doing that. And as I was listening to it, I was just like, I was disturbed, really disturbed, because you have a lot of other people that are, you know, members of the church that are watching this and like, you know, actually like supporting her or buying into what she's selling. Literally, she's selling it. You go to her website, she charges you for, you know, these different things, whether you want to take a class about chakras, or if you need an energy cleansing or energy healing of your thyroid. Of your thyroid, or whatever. I assume that she does natal charts too. Like she'll give you, like I said, an astrological reading, which I think that starts with doing your natal chart. I'm not going to explain all that because I'm not for it, and I think it's wrong. You can see, I'm going to make a playlist about this because I feel like I really need to explain why this type of thing is not in harmony with the teachings in the church. And you know, the most obvious way you can tell that is simply by going to the church handbook, and it flat out says that this stuff is wrong and that members of the church should not engage in it. But one thing that was particularly disturbing about this portion of the talk was she was talking about how you have dark energy, right, that builds up, and that you need to find a way to release it so that you can heal. And what I was thinking about in that moment was like, what if we had just one person, you know, that was able to heal everybody and was able to remove those things for us? You know, wouldn't it be nice if instead of like going to somebody to pay for relief from trauma and wounds inside of us, wouldn't it be nice if there was somebody that had already done that 2,000 years ago in, you know, maybe a garden called Gethsemane? Right? And I know that sounds kind of like sassy or snide, but you guys, we already had Jesus Christ that did that for us. If we have inner turmoil, we look to Christ. We don't look to energy healers and astrologers, right? Now, you can have other things that do require professional assistance, like if you have a clinical disorder, like if you have depression or some mental disorder, we have psychiatrists that can prescribe medication to help rebalance the chemicals in your brain and inhibit certain things, you know, because it's an actual science and it actually works, okay? I'll just share a little bit about myself. You know, I suffer from a bit of anxiety, a little bit of depression, and through the VA, I get medication and it works, it helps. You know, I'm not going to go to some energy healer that who knows where they learned their art and what that's rooted in, right? We also have counselors and therapists that have professional skills to help you through certain things. But when it comes to healing wounds inside of you, um, you're not going to get that from an energy healer, or you shouldn't try to get that from an energy healer. We have Christ. We have prayer. One thing that was brought up was, so does that mean that no women can heal? They have no ability to heal? That's not really true. Like, we know that there's priesthood blessings, that a priesthood blessing comes from a worthy male priesthood holder, but we also have the power of prayer. And I think I wasn't ready for this. I didn't plan on bringing this up, but I know that in the early days, they talked about how women can heal, but it's not through, special means. It's simply through prayer. Maybe I'll have to bring that up some other time and find the reference and everything. But you guys, we have prayer. We can talk directly to God, right? He does want us to work through practical means. So if you have a mental disorder, seek professional help. But with all other things, we can rely on God, and specifically Jesus Christ, who has suffered all things for us. He knows what we're going through. He's taken upon himself our infirmities, including trauma and stuff like that. I don't know. I just cringe when I hear the word energy, because I hear it used so much in so many different contexts and very loosely, and especially within New Age circles, that it's like it doesn't really mean anything. If you hear people talking about energy in that sense, I would just avoid them. It's basically just, I've already gone over an article from an ensign that's talked about this kind of thing. But another thing I'd want to point out is it's basically being a charlatan, someone who claims that they have special knowledge or skill, especially when it comes to like healing, but they're basically a fraud and they're phony. They may believe genuinely that they think that they can do it. And, maybe through some unknown power, they can do things. We know that there's other powers in this world, but, we're, as members of the church, we should not be seeking that kind of stuff in our lives. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Just, it makes me really sad. I can understand, like I've said before, like if you're like a new member to the church or you're a convert, I can understand if you would kind of still have a belief in that kind of stuff or whatever. But especially if you've been in the church your whole life or for a long time, you should know better. You should know that this is not something that's approved of by the church, and it's never been approved of in the scriptures either. In fact, there's been an entire article, I think in the Ensign, that listed out just all these scriptures that speak out against astrology and these kind of like charlatan type people. And I'm not trying to like disparage her character or anything like that. She looks nice, but I think that what she's doing is wrong, because she's a member of the church, especially. But even within other Christian churches, they realize that stuff is wrong. There were times in history where people like that would have been put to death or put in the stockade. And I'm not suggesting that we do that to her, but that's not the day in which we live. But it is kind of a serious thing, and it can lead people astray. It makes me think of Lehi's dream, and I know I've said this before, but just as a reminder, you have people that were holding on to the iron rod. You had another group of people that were in the great and spacious building, and then you had some other people that were off on strange paths. And I think that that's the category of person that this is, walking in strange paths. Not necessarily in the great and spacious building, but not holding on to the iron rod. And when you're doing something like practicing energy healing, and the church specifically condemns that, I don't know how you could keep going in that if you're a genuine member of the church. There's nothing that I do that I can think that I do specifically that the church has said not to do. Like, we all sin, but like, being an energy healer, that takes like a lot of work to like set up your business and learn whatever energy healers study and do. It's like a very, very, very conscious thing. It's not like, losing your patience at somebody and then yelling or going faster than the speed limit. You know what I mean? Those are like easier sins to commit, but like doing something like that, it takes a lot of thought and a lot of effort to do. And I don't know how you could be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints knowing that the church is specifically against that and has put it in the church handbook, and you're still doing it. So I would highly encourage you, if you're attracted to this kind of thing, set it aside. It is fraud. It's an imitation of priesthood power. And as far as astrology goes, like talking about the future and what's going to happen because certain planets are coming into a certain position in the heavens, that's a mimicry, or that's a counterfeit type of prophecy. And we read about that. So I'm just going to leave it right there. If you like this video, please make sure to like it, hit the notification bell, leave your comments, and please do make sure to share this with anyone that you know that is struggling with this. I'm going to be doing more videos just so that we have all the information out there. I'm going to try and do a video for each one of those articles, and it's going to take some time to do, but I'm going to do it. And I'll talk to you guys later.